Good afternoon, traders. Welcome back to NinjaTrader Live. I'm Craig Shapiro, macro strategist. Let's take a look at the tape since we were away. We are seeing a significant divergence in market internals today. Both the NASDAQ and S&P 500 are showing strength, up about 65 basis points each, with the NASDAQ outperforming the Russell by about 85 basis points, as the Russell is modestly lower. While major indices managed to erase the weakness from Sunday night during this morning's session, the real story is the aggressive rotation underneath the surface. For the second day in a row, the quality factor is significantly outperforming. We are seeing a clear shift away from laggards that have led the market year to date. Capital is flowing back into large cap tech names with strong balance sheets like Apple and Microsoft. This move into fortress stocks suggests a market that is becoming much more discerning about credit risk and leverage as we move deeper into earnings season. To understand how sharp this pivot is, you just have to look at the high short interest factor today, which is currently the worst performing factor in the market, down nearly 3%. For the first few weeks of 2026, investors have been chasing these low quality names, highly leveraged stocks that have been heavily shorted, which has triggered a significant short squeeze. But that momentum seems to be hitting a wall. For the second day in a row, the market has begun to punish leverage. This explains the underperformance I think we are seeing in the Russell versus the NASDAQ as traders begin to exit some of the speculative plays from early January and head for the exits. This deleveraging is happening alongside an accelerating sell-off in the US dollar. The dollar has moved about 45 basis points weaker against the euro today and is close to 1% weaker against the yen, currently trading around the 154 level. The broad dollar weakness is being fueled by intensifying rumors of coordinated intervention between the BOJ and the MOF and the Treasury Department in the US. Despite currency volatility, though, we just saw a very strong $69 billion two-year auction in the US, drawing a yield of 3.58%, stopping through the 3.594% pre-sale when issued level. Demand was robust, with 64.5% going to indirect buyers, signaling that foreign appetite for US paper remains healthy even as the dollar itself faces pressure. In the metal space, we have seen some extreme volatility. Silver has reversed about $7 per ounce over the last couple hours, but remains up close to 10% on the day, trading around $112 last. Gold also holding up its gains, up about 175 basis points. This intraday reversal in silver suggests maybe some profit taking or a liquidity flush after a massive vertical move, but the underlying bid for hard assets remains the dominant theme. Adding to some of the macro pressure today, we are seeing brutal cold putting U.S. power grids on edge in the wake of the most recent winter storm, although not down here in Naples. Heating demand has skyrocketed, leaving over 800,000 homes and businesses without power, with the bulk of outages concentrated in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Louisiana. The commodity markets are reacting violently to this supply strain. Front-month natural gas is up another 26% today, continuing a historic run as freeze-offs knock off about 10% of U.S. natural gas production. We are seeing wholesale power prices roofing across the board and across broader PJM grid, with some real-time prices in some zones spiking from $200 to over $1,800 per megawatt hour. In the midst of this anti-leverage trade that I mentioned earlier, CoreWeave remains a notable exception, trading up about 9% today on news that NVIDIA has invested another $2 billion in their infrastructure. We're also seeing Oracle outperforming today. It's been a laggard, up about 4% as it benefits directly from the NVIDIA investing in CoreWeave, which is providing some support to the OpenAI value chain. On the news front, we're seeing a notable shift in tone regarding the situation in Minneapolis following the shooting over the weekend by federal agents. President Trump has characterized a call this morning with Governor Walz as, quote, very good, marking a departure from previous rhetoric. Trump noted that crime rates have decreased in other cities where federal law enforcement has been active and stated that both he and Walz, quote, want to make it better. While this de-escalation is a positive, the political situation in D.C. remains fluid. Senate Democrats are still signaling they may block a key DHS funding package, which keeps the risk of a government shutdown this Saturday on the table. As we head into trading the close, keep a close eye on this intraday reversal in silver. I'm sure Jim will talk about that. And on dollar yen, which is trading around this 154.20 last. I'm also watching this high short interest basket, which is down about 2.5% for the day, possibly signaling that the junk rally is over for the year. That's it for me. I'm Craig Shapiro. That was your market afternoon update. Let's kick it over to Jim for an edge report.
Thank you, Craig. Well, let's start out with silver. I have a weekly chart up. We talked about the Commitment of Traders report earlier today, and I just kind of added a couple things here to consider. I do have an extension. Now, the fib extension I started, this is basically where I started it from, and I'll tell you exactly. This was the April 2025. We were up to this peak high and then down to a peak low. Now, I know it's not very pretty. I know it's not the perfect extension, only because we didn't have a really good retracement back down to the downside. It was just a 2-day kind of deal. But nevertheless, it gives us some good targets here. And you see the really huge exponential run up. And that 261.8 is a key level on these extensions. And we wick through it today. The second takeaway is how big the wick is at the top of today's candle. It's a pretty big wick. Sellers are pushing price back down. The other thing on the weekly to keep in mind is this Commitment of Trader data. We have a slow decline in the large speculators' long positions. They're getting less long as we go, and the hedges are getting less short as they go. And these things are on track to converge. Maybe, I don't know. But this is a kind of, that doesn't make sense with respect to where the price is going, but we'll see how much the specs pull off this week. Intraday, let's pop here. This is that big wick, right? This is really a good graphical representation of that big wick, where we had a really nice rally. We broke above the initial balance high. We broke above R3, actually, which is very rare to break above R3 or S3 for that matter on the downside. And then we had a bearish engulfing candle, continuation selling. We broke below the 9 EMA, and now we're sitting right on VWAP. Now we wicked way below session VWAP to the point of control. The volume profile isn't so great, to be honest with you, but we did wick below it right now, and prices kind of gravitated back to that session VWAP. On the downside, if we do get any more selling, we do have R2 kind of nicely framing the bottom of the conversation here. It's kind of toward the bottom of the London initial balance, just really in it. But if you kind of look at that R2 level, we wicked to it a couple of times, almost three times. Right there at 108 spot 33. So this is kind of my area of support right now. Didn't quite get to it in this particular 30-minute candle, but the day is not over. A breakthrough to the downside gets you to that 1-day max. I know it's kind of counterintuitive for the 1-day max to be at the bottom of the chart, but that's what it is. 106 spot 19. Below that, you got Jax 1 at 105 even, and then 0 DTE call resistance at 104. So we'll keep an eye on this. The CCI has been all over the map, above 200 for a long period of time. Now the CCI is below 0 for the first time. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see if we get a confirmation candle further down. Let's shoot over to NASI really quickly. Here's my NASI chart. So here's a daily candle, kind of relatively clean chart. This is a daily candle chart. I just wanted to outline some big levels here. January highs are still in place at 26.40 spot 25. We're getting close there. But the value area for the month, we're at the very top of that value area for the month. And you'll see a couple of volume nodes. One volume node is at 898, 25,898. And the other one, the official point of control is down here approximately 700, 705. And there's a kind of a volume deficit between there and not a lot above. So we'll see if we continue to drive up to those January highs or not. And this is not a January high. It's labeled incorrectly. This is the October highs. And that price is right, though, 26,399. So VWAP, we're above it. This is the annual VWAP right now, the 2026 one that Anthony talks about. We're well above that as well right now. So it's quite a little bit here. It's moving. Let me just kind of drill into a really quick intraday chart for the NASI, and you'll see a lot of lines. We made a lot of progress today. That RTH there was that, yeah, the RTH gap, forget about it. That was all filled a long time ago for the Nasdaq. Trading above VWAP all session long. The only time we tested VWAP really was at 5 in the morning, and then we just kind of kept on rolling here. The U.S. initial balance was pretty healthy, driving us above that call resistance, driving us above that, creating, well, way above that session VWAP. And now we have that blind spot 2, which is a key MenthorQ level here. If you haven't added the blind spots, I like the blind spots 1 and 2 in particular. 25, 870. Right now, we're just all clustered around the point of control, which is right by that 0 DTE call resistance level. And the top so far of the day, well, we tried to get up above there a few times, a couple of probes above that 25, 929. Didn't get there. But if we do break through to the upside, we have some clear and present targets. We have that JAX1 and R2 about at the same level, 26,000. And that one-day max is a little bit further beyond that at 26,033. On the downside, well, we'll see if there's any kind of retracement back down to the downside. Again, that call resistance level would be key to me. It would be probably support if we kind of retrace back down to that level today. So that is this afternoon's Edge Report. We are ready to trade the close with Jack, Nick, and Leo. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Jim.
Jack, I got to give you the credit. I got to give you the credit being the smartest one out of all of us. Going to just going to Miami. It's just too darn cold from where you are. I'm going to Miami, and that's that.
Yeah, I mean, it was an easy decision to make based on the data I was presented. I'll say that much.
You went long Florida and short Chicago, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and that was probably the best pairs trade I've ever seen. So I'm going to stick with that for at least a bit and cruise around the state until it warms back up and the price of nat gas goes down, so I can keep my home at 73 degrees, which is where I like it when I'm trading.
Well, you don't want your pipes to burst, my friend, so don't turn it off completely.
Yeah, no. It's always running, but it's running a little harder when I'm home.
Yeah. Well, me, Leo, and Nick we're not in our comfort zone. It's too cold for all three of us where we're at right now. You guys are probably Nick and Leo. You guys are probably getting hit too.
Yeah.
I think it's like 5 degrees here, and we've got about 8 inches of snow or so on the ground.
Yeah, we've got a solid ice layer, and then we got about maybe 3 or 4 inches of snow in my area. So we'll be locked in probably until about Wednesday. But the power stayed on, and I think the worst of it is behind us. So actually turns out kind of fun because I've got some fun neighbors, and everyone's got young kids. So we were just out in the street and, having fun yesterday.
Yeah. When you're younger, you could do that.
Anybody build a snowman?
No, we were sledding down my driveway, some others just kind of just having fun. So we were out there with the baby for most of yesterday in a couple stints, and she had a good time. Well,
Deli's in the chat right now. He said it's only 76 there in Naples, and if it gets any colder, he might have to change his shorts into long pants.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any event. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you being here this afternoon with us, trading the close. Everybody in the chat and everybody who's not in the chat listening, thank you for being part of the NinjaTrader Live community. It is the best one I've ever been involved in my life, and I've been involved in a lot of them because I'm kind of old, as you could tell. So this one is the best. Everybody kind of helps each other out. High tides lift all boats. We see that every single day. So thank you for being here. Also, thank you for the subscriptions. If you haven't already, just tap that subscription button on the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost any money. There you go. There's a little reminder. It's good for the network. It doesn't, we're not charging any money. You don't see any commercials. We have great macro aggrests in the morning, rotating in and out. And of course, these guys trading live, laying it out on the line in front of people live with real accounts. That's not easy to do, by the way. It takes a little bit of bravery, but these guys are pros. So let's get those thumbs up hit right away for them. Someone's asking you for a hug, Nick. So I don't want to see all that. I'm going to dip into the chat also and wish you guys the best of luck today.
Thanks, Jim.
See you, Jim.
I mean, the people that need hugs is probably anybody that was poorly timing a silver trade at any point today.
Or in the last few weeks.
Yeah. Well, anyone that was trying to short this thing until about 30 minutes ago probably had a bad time.
Well, sooner or later, you're right if you keep shooting, right? But yeah, I'm currently started it. I took basically the same trade in both the markets that you guys see here. So, we gapped down, of course, in all of the indexes and then made a rotation higher throughout the entire night. It was a Sunday night open gap down in all of the indexes as well as Bitcoin. And then all I did was take the mid leg of those markets, which everything but basically the Russell was already moving away from that. So the Russell is late to the party, the weaker of the markets, but it came into that midpoint of the Sunday night gap down, and the same thing with Bitcoin. And that's where I have my positions from. It's just the middle of the leg from the Sunday night lows to whatever the high is, whether it's during the RTH session or overnight. So that's what I'm positioned in right now. Bitcoin's a little further from my entry than Russell is. I'm hoping maybe that thing can pick up into close. But that was just my theory. Just move up, sweep back down to the midpoint, and get long with a risk reward ratio that favors the upside. I see Leo. Leo, you're in a position as well?
It looks like Nick is short.
Oh, that's Nick. Okay.
Yeah, I'm short. NQ from the highs. That little, I guess, the fourth tap up here at the 930s.
Yep.
So just taking a stab. I got 2 off as we were drifting down towards the IB high around 900s. So I've taken this trade twice. So we'll see if I can actually get the break or if I'm just going to continue to scalp this thing and probably cover if we get another push below 900.
Well, I think with this pretty packed news week in the later half of the week, but market's definitely starting out strong on a Monday here. This is probably the strongest Monday I've seen in a few weeks from the action.
Yeah, it just seems like commodities are having all the fun. The indices are just stuck in no man's land forever.
Yeah, I definitely like that the positioning of the NQ shorts relative to being long all the way up on these highs. So I'm with you theoretically on that trade idea.
I paid for it at this point, so I'm happy. Whatever happens, happens. Chat.
Yep.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Everyone staying warm.
Hope so. Let's see here. And so just to give a little bit of a visual here on this Bitcoin. So, Sunday night gap down. Need to pull my little fib tool up here. Wrong tool. Fibonacci retracement. So, rotation higher here and just lower, higher lows and higher highs all day. And then just, draw a little 50% retracement. We based there for quite some time at a sweep during the lunch session. And then that had no continuation of sellers. And as soon as I saw that failure of continuation lower, that's when I decided to get long, because I knew if we weren't going to wick below and stay below that midpoint, that we were probably going to at least rotate up near highs. I'm hoping we can get a push through highs, maybe up to this gap fill, but see if there's enough time left in the day to have that happen before close. I don't have a reason to get out yet, just aiming for that new high at this point in time. And that's literally just about the same theory I have here in the RTY. That gap down, bid up, higher highs, higher lows, all day long, all night long, and then we come down into just drawing that low to the high. We come back down into that 50% retracement area, and you can see that is where the bid kind of stepped in. Once again, a little sweep through the low, failure to continue through that 61, and then we just kind of bid back up, but not getting much juice in it yet. I do think a similar setup will maybe occur tomorrow. The Russell's it's been the stronger market. It's the one that got to new all-time highs first. And once it can find its footing again, I believe we'll probably get all the way back up there. So that's kind of my technical theory on these trades right now.
Is that the blow off top in silver? I mean, I keep thinking it's going to top, and then the Asia session proves me wrong very quickly once again.
I want to say there's a pretty good chance of that being the high of the week.
I mean, that might be fun for a lot of people that have been trying to find an entry potentially to either get long with it or to short this thing back to the 80s.
Let's just get back to Friday's high. How about that?
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like we could fall back to Friday's high and be, $15 basically off the highs of the day. That's the incredible part of it. I don't know what the volume is relative to what it normally trades. It's not exactly something I pay attention to often, but I can tell you it's higher than normal.
Jack, you're not reading the chat, I believe, right?
No, I mean, I see over here. Let's see.
Well, we'll answer this question as the indices are kind of still meandering and not doing much. But to the guys trading, would you mind explaining how you took trading and made it your full-time job? I tend to struggle trading while working a blue-collar job. My boss doesn't understand. I feel like we get this question a lot since I think the majority of us are full-time traders for the most part. I kind of like weirdly fumbled into this. I got laid off from my job and was doing this to make a little side capital with props. And then, while I was interviewing, looking for the next thing, and it just continued to kind of escalate. I, luckily was able to kind of build a network of good people, good traders around me, people like Leo and others that I had met in the space. And it all just kind of escalated from there and eventually started doing this in front of a camera. But it's still for me, like I still kind of wish I had a regular job and, was doing this as just supplemental income, take a little bit of the pressure off sometimes, but not exactly blessed with that every single day. So for me, it just kind of happened. I started having success and it slowly started replacing my old like 9-to-5 income. But I mean, it took time. I was already a half decent trader before I actually got laid off. Jack, I don't know if you want to tell your story.
Yeah, I mean, it can be quite long. So, I mean, I've been always involved in the markets. I bought my first stock, like $200 of a penny stock called CFRI, which I'm sure is zero now. When I was 15 years old, I gave my dad some money because I always used to watch CNBC as a kid. And, I'd tell my dad, hey, buy this, buy that. And, he'd be like, he would never, of course, why would he ever listen to me? So he'd never buy anything. And then when it would go up, I'd kind of rub it in his face, like, why didn't you buy it? And he simply told me, he's like, if you are, so confident, why don't you give me your money and I'll buy what stock you want to buy? And from that point on, I was kind of hooked, went to college, 18 years old, standard path. This is 2008, and then found myself more interested in using my laptop that was for school for trading on a Scottrade account, which also doesn't exist anymore. And then, at the time, the part information relative to trading was few and far between to what it is now. There really wasn't a such thing as a trading influencer. Most of my information was like rumor chasing. The latest thing on like a blog, like hotpennystocks.com, I think was the blog I often frequented. And then, of course, I learned about what options were. And I didn't really have a lot of money. I was in college, I was trading with a couple $1,000s. And I watched the guy took like over like a blog, take like a $2,000 account and a $50K. And I thought to myself, I was like, well, if he could do that, why can't I do it? Because the only difference between me and him is his information or his ability to, knowledge. Like, it's not like he's running like a high frequency trading firm with, $100 million of structure behind him. It was just he had more information, more experience. So I was kind of convinced that I could do that just from a basis. I think you really got to convince yourself that you can do anything to do anything in life and that you're going to see it through. Being in college at the time, my expenses were pretty low, but so I think it's a lot harder probably if I were to start learning how to trade now as an adult, with a child that has way more expenses than I did before. But basically I lowered my expenses to as much as I could, and then just never took any money out of my accounts and then just continued learning. And then like the first real time I ever felt like like this is actually going to be a career path for me, I ended up getting hired to trade for a family office out of Austin, Texas. They gave us like a $5 million, me and this other guy who's my age, we had $5 million to trade with, which at the time, I think I was like 22, was a lot of money to me. And started trading at this family office. And it was quite an insane job, because our boss was basically a complete degenerate who had inherited a ton of money, and he would spend his entire night staying up, drinking, trading the yen, losing tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we would get to the office in the morning, and he would basically put me and the other trader in charge of making it back, trading the futures markets. And so that's kind of how I got involved in futures trading. And that was like my first, real job, like where I made a lot of money trading. And then from there, kept on learning, kept on growing. When I was like, also around that time, I was on if you guys have ever heard a guy named Tom Sosnoff, he started Thinkorswim and Tasty Trade. I connected with him at a conference, and he put me on his show. This is a guy who's had multiple billion-dollar exits, and me and a friend of mine traded with Tom Sosnoff and a guy named Tony Batista, who are like Chicago traders that started Tasty Trade. And we traded futures pairs with them. And that was 14 years ago. So I've been doing this for a really long time. And I would say at the age that I did start, and the ability that I was, basically because I was so young, I didn't have overhead at the time. Like when I really started trading, I was living with my parents. I mean, I was 21 or 20 years old. So like I didn't have to pay them rent, to be completely honest. And so I was able to just keep everything in my trading account. I didn't drink. I didn't go out to eat. I literally spent as little money as possible, and then just grinded my way up from there to the point where I could be self-sustaining with my trading career. So that's kind of the short stint of it.
Wow, that's interesting. I never actually heard your story. That's cool. Someone else asked a question. I lost it. Someone was asking me about my leg to leg rotations and tick compression. I believe my leg to leg is set at 10 in ES, and my tick compression, I believe, is 1. I'll double check. I don't have my ES chart pulled up, but I think it's 1.
Whew. I was just letting
Leo's
you guys.
Here. Leo's just vibe coding the DOM, I'm sure.
Yeah, when I tell people I traded the NQ under like 3K, they're like, what? Yeah, I would never use a 12 tick stop now on the NQ, because I think it'd be impossible for me and my style of trading to stay in. But the relative range on 12 ticks in the NQ used to not be a big deal. I traded in the Great Depression. Basically I traded in the Great Depression of 2008. Not that I knew anything about it, but
Man, what a fucking time to be alive that was. That was when I personally was studying for the Series 7, because I had my 7, my 66, and I was going to go to a different part of finance, more towards the financial advisor route. And I just remember that so vividly, basically like studying for Series 7, stockbroker license when the market's crashing. That was a fun time.
Yeah, I was just vibing in college and had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
That's probably a more fun place to be. Yeah, I didn't really have a college experience, but I've done plenty of cool stuff since then, so it makes up for it. My X account is just my name. Front and last, first and last, I should say.
Hey, do you guys want to see the DOM and where we're at as far as progress?
Yeah, show them. I just got one off here again around the point of control. So around here, the 890s. So I'm sitting in 2. I'm going to go break even on this anyway. So we can share Leo's screen.
Fractal, yes, you do need to be sponsored for the 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to trade a lot of Nadex. Those people in the chat that know what that is. Yeah, that platform got shut down. Unfortunately, it was an intraday binaries options contract platform,
Look at this
but
big,
does not exist
beautiful
anymore.
Dom.
So, what we have is the current working version of the DOM. And I'll just walk through some of my favorite features so far. One of them is we just added the time and sales here, which means and here's no hate to NinjaTrader, so don't listen. NinjaTrader, plug your ears. We actually looked at the time and sales that's built into NinjaTrader compared to this one. This one is definitely faster. So there's an element of speed here that I keep reiterating to folks, that the DOM is very fast and responsive, just as fast as any other platform that I've used. You can probably guess what those are. And the time and sales is just as fast. So a couple of things that are going to be added. Right now, there's no ability to see like a sweep, right? So if an order takes out the current best bid and below, you'd want to see that highlighted as a sweep, right? So it's like the best bid is 2, but there's 2 below it, and somebody hits 4 lot, you'd want to see that aggression. So we have a version literally that our developer just sent right before we started. So that time and sales will have that component to it. And then another nice thing is that if you look at the market depth, there's a 14 lot here, 14 lot here, and they're highlighted in blue. And that's basically a threshold, right? So you can set like, hey, if you want to really call attention to a specific size on the DOM, so like, hey, kind of like there's a bunch of bids stacking up or a bunch of offers stacking up. In addition to seeing it on the pull stack, this kind of pulls extra attention to it. So you get that kind of, the emphasis on those things, and you could call out, like, oh, there's a 500 out there. I wouldn't have noticed it otherwise. And then there's the volume profile, as well as the delta profile. These can be set leg to leg. And there will be other functionality to like being able to reset that if you want manually, either with a button, maybe with the hotkey, not sure. And then just kind of everything else you would be looking at. One thing I don't have on the DOM right now is the recent bid ask, but it is in there available as a column in addition to a note section. And then we're also going to see what we can do about showing some levels. Like if you have, I have last month's high on this chart here. It'd be really nice if we could get that translated over to the DOM as well, in addition to any other levels, that you might have. So that's kind of up in the air. Not sure if that's going to be able to get done, whatever. But, I think based on the pace that we're working here, we're talking about, maybe 20 to 30 days. And the best part about this, you guys should give everyone here should like the stream, because it's going to be 100% free for everyone. So I know there's a lot of these third-party plugins that are. I saw one that was $100 a month just for a DOM. This is going to be 100% free, so it's 100% going to be available to the community. Open sourced, I am not sure. That's going to be that'll be a NinjaTrader call on that. But the tool itself, the plugin, will be 100% available to everybody. NinjaTrader equity, I wish. So that is that's kind of the update on the DOM. I know that you guys are in a trade, so I don't want to take away from commentary of your positions or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, what I'm in isn't really moving right now, and I'm the kind of the guy that once I formulate an opinion, I really try not to formulate a new opinion too quickly. After that, I segment markets into like 25-minute cycles, and then reassess whether I should be moving my stop or targets. And so far, The only thing I probably would do here, and probably around 3 o'clock, I might move my Bitcoin stop up, but my Russell position is going to stay as is. I don't really think that thing's moving too quickly right now, but
as far as my position, I think everyone knows how this is going to go. Nick's shorting the high of the days, and NQ, we're either going to take my stop out and then liquidate back to zero, or we're going to go to zero. So you decide which way it's going to happen. But yeah, I will happily share my screen again whenever.
This metals action is really tempting me. To get into a new position there. Not silver though. I'm not going to be trading that right now. But gold, I'm looking at potentially engaging in a new position.
I keep thinking I'm going to open like a swing short in like MGC, and then I just convince myself, no, do not do that. That is a terrible idea.
Rancid Crackers, that's a hilarious username. Any data feed that has full market depth or even top of book will work. If you have only top of book, you're probably not going to get as much use out of it, but it's not totally useless. So as long as you have market depth, any data feed is going to work. But I would suggest, or we'll obviously make recommendations when it's put out there. But yeah, you definitely would prefer to have market depth for it. Multiple platforms or just Ninja? This is exclusive to NinjaTrader.
You gotta be with it to get it.
Looking forward to your work on the Linux port. LOL. Fractal. He's always got jokes.
My Russell target is 2680.1, but we have gone nowhere for 2 hours, so that might get moved. Could be one of those days where we probably pump or move one direction in the last 30 minutes, but I'm excited for FOMC, and we got tech earnings later this week. Nick, do you know which? I didn't remember which companies are reporting. Do you know off the top of your head, Nick?
Yeah, we got FOMC Wednesday, followed by Microsoft, Meta, and Google, I believe, Wednesday. And then we will have Apple and Amazon Tim Apple is going to once again probably have to save the world, as he usually does post FOMC, Max 7 earnings week on Thursday.
Is that again? They're doing that again?
Yeah, so it always seems to fall every quarter on FOMC Wednesday, and Powell usually, ruins the party. And then sometimes Microsoft decides to just kind of push us down the rabbit hole, and then Tim Apple has to save the world on Thursday.
It is. There's always there's always somebody who disappoints, and then it sets up into a move to go higher. It's been that for many quarters. There's always a trappy move lower, and then somebody comes out with a banger report, and we go to the upside.
There was one quarter where in the after hours I had bought the dip in NQ post Microsoft earnings, and I don't like the knife catch of my life that I'll never be able to do again, and then panic sold it at RTH Open the next session because it was already up 2% from where I bought. Just a couple micros, but I've never been able to have the cojones to do something like that ever again.
And he talks about NinjaTrader building a trade copier. I know that they are working on it, but I don't have any details. But it is being worked on.
Hey, Jack, when you used to come to the office and your boss would be in the hole 10 to 100K, what was your approach to getting that loss back, and how did you deal with the drawdown out of your control? So the only thing that really bothered me about it was that it came out of my performance, in a sense that I had to make back his losses to get paid on my performance. But at the same time, he held the keys to the castle, and I was a young kid, and I was just kind of happy to be there in the position to even trade that size. But I couldn't even say I was mature enough to even, have some type of deep strategy on that. It was just, I would just show up and try to trade the best that I could. And we could trade really whatever. I mean, I think I remember trading, like, at the time it was like a 20 NQ position, which the market was significantly lower. 20 NQs was nowhere near the notional value of where it is now. But he would not care about our P&L swings because his were literally so bad. He would stay up drinking. This guy was absolutely insane. He would just drink Red Bull vodkas all night. He had always had armed security with him everywhere he went. He was like afraid of getting assassinated, just complete lunatic. And and we were just like a couple of kids who would trade his losses back on his dad's money in his private family office. So I can't really say I have like a really good story on how to like manage losses in that sense, because it is not something you will probably ever come into. I mean, I was too young to know if he was fun or not, but he was definitely one of the craziest people I've ever met. Definitely a cool work environment though. I don't even remember what year. Yeah. And he's now governor of Illinois. Yes, no, he's not. Not him. I definitely can't name names, but he's not the governor of Illinois. But yeah, no, there was like an office with like, there'd be like 6 Bloomberg terminals and probably like 8 loaded guns just laying around the office, and you're just like, this is just an insane place to work. Yeah, I don't really know what he's doing now. But a couple of the traders I work with, I mean, in that office, if they were my age at the time, still are my age, or all turned out incredibly successful. And that was kind of our starting point. He was from family money. He was not a self-made individual. He basically was in charge of his dad's family office. Which is a nice place to be. No knocking on anybody there. It sounds like a great place to be. But yeah, it was clearly an example of over responsibility given via nepotism that did not necessarily have an extremely positive result. He was just he one of his dad's business partners had his head blown off with a shotgun, and so he was constantly under the assumption that he was also going to get murdered, and so he just had private security everywhere. His dad dealt with some pretty interesting stuff.
That doesn't really sound very fun.
I was like, this story is just going places.
It's a long story. Yeah. I mean, there's only so much I can talk about, but yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I was also, I don't remember exactly how old I was. I was like 20. I think this is like, I was like 23 or 22. But yeah, I mean, I ended up quitting because it was too insane. But in the meantime, it was pretty fun.
Jara, you shorted silver at 17.5, so you're rich.
All from a Craigslist.
Feel free to, buy everybody drinks in the chat. Oh no. What do we have to stop me out?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, one thing we are getting this week is a breakout one way or the other of this multi-week consolidation we've been inside of, where we have not been able to really get a strong weekly close or above or below since like the beginning of December. I mean, it's just been, even we've dipped and been bid, but we have not gotten a strong breakout candle. And we do have the recipe for market continues up for the most part, most of the time. And we have the recipe this week for that to finally happen above these, week. We really haven't, let's see, we haven't closed a week above 25,900-ish in a long time. And I think we can do that this week. which would make, if this is the beginning of a breakout week, I do think next week will just be an easy, continuous long trade to a new all-time high. That's kind of what I'm mentally preparing myself for, assuming data is good and reaction is along the lines of the data being good.
Thoughts on the current NQ high? Well, I hope the high is in forever and this heads down to zero. Otherwise, it's probably going to just stop me at break even here and make a new high of the day. But that like 900 spot, I mean, Jack just said it. Like we haven't really been able to close above it for several sessions and several weeks, in fact. Hence why I'm kind of was eyeballing here and took a couple shorts off it today. Nothing major. I wasn't trying to catch it for an absolute swing short back to November lows, but was scalping this area just based on that same exact fact that we haven't really been able to build much above this for weeks.
Yeah. My bias on a new high is I would not be getting long at any point today. I would not be initiating longs anywhere above where we currently are unless we saw. My theory or in the Nasdaq right now is I want to be a dip buyer. Even if I think we're going down from here, I don't personally like to trade the short side when I'm more aggressively bullish, even if I believe we are higher than we should be. I'd rather just personally wait for a pullback. So my level I'm looking for in the NQ is 25,839s. So if we get down to 25,839, I'll step in. But if we move up from here, I'm just going to be ignoring that market. See here, I used to work with them.
How's everyone in the chat dealing with this winter weather? Did anybody get tons of snow or ice or power outages or anything? We were lucky; we didn't have any power outages to speak of. Tons of ice, tons of snow, no ice.
I had frost on the inside of my windows
I don't
before
want
I
to hear it,
left
Jack.
the house.
Not even. Don't even want to hear it.
Well, Leo, you don't really get to choose what you want to hear or not. Sometimes you just have to participate in chat openly.
Hey,
and with
I don't
kindness.
have to. I don't. I can just ignore you.
You
I don't
can.
even have
You
to
can
hear
do it
you.
silently. You can do it silently.
Real beef. It's not winter everywhere in the world. I think I knew that. Pretty sure. You woke up to a blazing 1 degree. 18 inches? What? Norseman got 18 inches. Leo muted Jack. Muted. No, I wouldn't do that. Okay, Leo.
Coming down in the Russell here. See if it hits my stop.
If we can break this 890 spot, we might get a decent
I'm rooting for
liquidation.
you. I'm rooting for you, Nick. If
Like
we can get down to
840s, 820s would be nice.
Your high is looking secure. What's your entry on that?
26. Or sorry,
Nice.
27. So I was looking at my stop.
Nice.
The gamma must be in the room with us because the order book is thicker on NQ than some days on ES right now. Stacked 12, 14, 15.
I actually just looked at the 1 day expected move in the ES high based on the options market pricing, and it is 69.94 quarter, which is darn near close to the high. So at least it's in the SPY. Nasdaq didn't quite make up to its expected options priced in move for the day, but the SPY did.
New RTH low for silver as it just violently continues to break down.
I was just looking at the chart. It is absolutely just dumping.
Since I dabbled in silver that one morning, I have not gone back.
That one day you
Yeah, and I made
dabbled in it
5K,
and never
and
came
I
back.
was like minus 2K, up 5K in a matter of 4 minutes, and I was like, all right, I'm good for a little bit. And that was one contract.
Is
Just a
there
real.
hang on, Jack, is there actual beef between me and you?
I have no beef.
Yeah, I don't either. We're allowed to have fun though, right?
We're just a bunch of traders. If you've seen Pit Traders, what's that movie, The Pit?
Oh my God.
You guys all need
Could
to
you
watch that.
imagine? Could you imagine like today's random Zoomer in the pit?
Oh my goodness. Those are some tough cookies down there. The Pit is a great movie. You guys should all watch. I don't know where it can be found anymore, but Batmore.
You tuned in
favorite.
at exactly the wrong moment. Nah, man. There's no beef.
But I heard Leo makes a mean brisket.
I don't know. Nick makes a pretty mean brisket too. So that skill is not isolated to just one person here.
Well, it must be a Texas. Well, I guess you don't live in Texas. You're in Oklahoma, but it's pretty darn close to Texas.
Yeah. I mean, 3 hours away from Nick.
Oh, takes me longer to drive through my state.
Come on, just break down, please.
If we had pits again, man, that would be a hell of a time.
Nick, if I get stopped out, you better hit your target. That's all I know. I'm gonna move
My target is 0.
Okay, we'll go NASDAQ 0 today.
Who's with me? NQ to 0.
Yeah, I think Nick sorry. There might be I think pretty sure just have to check me on this. There might be some circuit breakers that get in your way.
I'll settle. I will settle and gladly just, fold my hand and let everybody else get to 0 if we push down to 830s. Let's be serious.
If you top tick the NQ and that's just like we don't see another new high this year, or I would say this week, I'll be very impressed.
Nick, also, if it did go to 0, you probably wouldn't get paid.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm going to go. Yeah.
There would be much bigger problems to deal with.
Yeah, that's when you buy a Plato El Palmo or silver.
But you could call yourself, you could change your name to what John said, Top Tick Nick instead of Nick for a Tick.
The internet would be down before we would reach the 0 target.
Yeah, but I mean, your position theoretically would still be there.
Speaking of which, thank you everybody who were sending me random AI memes and things over the weekend just to try to put stress onto the Texas power grid. I appreciate you.
Oh. Did you guys lose any electricity, Nick?
No, but okay. there was an announcement telling I did see a release from Dallas County as well as Tarrant County requesting data centers out in like Midlothian to switch to reserve power to not further stress the grid over the weekend.
That makes sense because I tried to use Grok earlier and they were like, you've used your free.
It was data centers and they were talking about like Bitcoin, like miners and things that are in not West Texas, but in this part of Texas. That was interesting. Just push down. No frozen pipes for me, but I was smart enough to just continue to drip all weekend. We also have flex piping in my house, so it's more worry from the outside.
There's one bathroom in this house that I'm in that has an external wall. We also have PVC, or the plastic or whatever. But the toilet, whatever thing that gets frozen sometimes.
Hmm.
So you can't, it's only happened like twice where it was so cold that you couldn't flush the toilet.
Oof, that sounds like a bad place to be. Stopped out on my trail in the Bitcoin there. Really have many other things freeze. I'm just gonna go out there and say that.
Frozen pipes is a bad scene, but must be repaired. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. It's funny. I didn't even have any issues with frozen or pipes bursting or frozen pipes in 2021 in the freeze. We had a leak that had already existed and was only exacerbated by the storm. And then my claim got stuck with everybody else who had broken pipes. Fun time.
Sounds like a personal problem.
It was. Like it happened in February. My like master bathroom, everything was not fully like finished being renovated until like August of that year.
Same thing happens to my toilet when I eat buffet. Must be frozen pipes.
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure that's something else, Jeff.
All right. Let's lose this spot. Head down to 830s. I will cover and feel good about myself.
I am gonna set up for a potential. Well,
I'm watching this for long here.
You bite your tongue, sir.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Does this Leo and Jack take along to stop out Nick?
yeah, I'm putting a limit lower where I mentioned in the
I'm along from 81.25.
I'll move it into view because I'm going to have to cancel this order.
Order canceled.
Nice little taper into that 25 spot. Let's go.
If we drop, I'm just setting up to buy.
Yeah, I guess I did just notice ES really was not participating in this consolidation at the highs.
I'll give you above us the expected options priced in at the beginning of the day for the NQ is 25,967. Of course, that's not necessarily like means much. Definitely can go not hit it or hit it, but it'd be interesting to see if we rally up to it into the end of the day here.
Yeah, I took a long at 81.25. They're on chop.
Where's your stop?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, because I'm going to cover one when you get stopped out.
74.
Okay.
Oh, that offer came in pretty heavy there.
I don't know what gamma is or like in the room. I don't know if there's that like a person that comes in here.
Yes, it's a person that shows up on stream with us, and we say is Gamma in the room with us, and then it shows up. It's a joke. It's a running joke between me and Nick.
Oh, okay.
But the chat has added it to just about any and all things, asking if it's in the room with us as a way to just continue to troll us.
Nick, I might be in trouble.
You're in trouble. This is going to head down to
trouble.
It's going to head down to the V range.
I mean, that's a good spot for sure. Fractal, yes.
They're always in the room with us. Speaking of in the room with us, there are 730 of you in the room with us and only 197 likes. Ooh. Which is pretty shitty.
That is pretty bad.
If you heard Deli this morning, we are still on our new quest of 200,000 subscribers. And We're going to be giving away a lot of cool things. As I have already alluded to, you will get a signed Bucky's onesie, game worn by me, included into my gift basket.
It will be signed by Nick.
Yes, it is a game.
Damn.
It is a game worn Bucky's onesie.
All right.
That's an incredible gift. That is very generous.
That is extremely
You will
generous.
also receive more items, but that will be included.
I mean, that's pretty generous.
Please don't sign it.
Did you wash it?
No, has not been washed. Game worn.
That's tough.
I don't know. Is there going to be a certificate of authenticity?
I mean, I will take a picture. I will record myself signing it, and it still has the tag on it, so you know it's the original one. It is right over there. Can we get it unsigned? Well, then you, my friend, can go on Amazon and buy yourself one if you want it unsigned. Because what is the fun in that?
They got me, Nick.
Yeah, the value is in the signature.
Put your TP
Let's
in.
be honest here.
The value is literally in the fact that I'm just making a meme out of this myself. You guys trolled me into wearing it on stream, so now I'm gonna throw it right back. And the winner, unfortunately, will receive that.
Were you sweating a lot? Wise Trader said.
Yeah, I believe he said he was.
That's for the winner to find out.
Report back.
I don't know, Nick. I don't believe that you would have left that thing unwashed this long. I think you're the type of person to have washed that thing by now.
Are you calling me a germaphobe, a neat freak, a OCD individual?
A clean person that likes cleanliness.
You would be correct.
Okay. So
yeah, I'm not going to sign it. There's no reason for me to sign it. It's Nick's jersey. He earned it. He played in it. He's sweating it. I did nothing but stream next to him, so I'm not going to sign it.
I think
it would decrease the value.
Oh, we don't want to do that. We don't want to decrease the value.
I mean, either that or it's going to become a. I'm going to sign it and get it framed, and I will send it to the NinjaTrader studio in Florida myself, and it can be framed somewhere in the walls.
We do like a team photo and sign that and hand that out, because I think that'd be
all right. We need to, let me share my screen, and we're gonna have a competition here.
Yeah, we can just make sure it's stream side. We can just frame it right behind like Deli's one shot in the morning when he's doing his thing. Like it's just framed to his left over his shoulder or something.
Well, you ever gotten like a jersey, like a signed jersey, and when they frame it, they have the felt on the back that matches the color scheme? I'm thinking possibly something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on. I got stopped out of at 74s, but bids came back in immediately, so I jumped back in, and I saw somebody in the chat say they also took my stop. But I also took my stop too, and we're gonna see.
It's on my screen, I believe.
This is round two. This is round two of me. Nick, where's your stop now? Are you all the way up there at 30s? You gonna watch this thing Uno reverse on you?
Ooh. That's a call.
I'm going red background because I want Leo to get stopped out again.
Oh shit. He's going red background. And I'm super nervous.
XY, you think I look like Sean O'Malley? I don't have a face tats.
Sean O'Malley. Or like pink hair.
Yeah.
But I can see it. If Sean O'Malley didn't have pink hair and face tats, he looks like you.
See them lift these 25s here at 81. Let's go. Now, what we want to see here is bids just piling in. They're starting to, but we want to see this offer pull off.
Well, I
You
didn't
look
get
like
stopped
Sean
by-
O'Malley if he got a 4-year degree and had an Adderall problem. I don't know whether to be like insulted by that or not. Why aren't you guys trading silver? I ask myself that question every day. I probably would have lost money though.
They're just, but you know, that offer is pretty persistent. Like they're really not pulling off much.
Yeah. I mean, if we hold this low, I think we just need to push higher before we get a higher liquidation. And that, or just into the close as market order position adjusting.
There's plenty of time for this thing to rally back up to the highs.
Yeah,
Or-
I agree.
They're starting to push now.
Well, I'm hoping that's the last of what
They're
we
lighting up
needed
the tape here.
for my RTY.
Don't you do that.
Got the flip.
I need the
Got the
buyers
flip.
to not be in the room with us.
Buyers are literally in the room with you, Nick.
They are.
This is a WWE Raw match. Leo versus Nick for a tick. One long, one short. The call is coming from inside the house. I'm not long here, but I am a buyer below in the NQ. Copper traders in here today. Did not mess with that today.
Bids are doing their job.
I need
Just
sellers
they
to
need
finish
keep-
their
they need to
poor
keep
job.
lifting this tape though. It's the activity's picked up, right? It's a little more spicy. The speed's picked up a little bit too. There we go. Oh, don't do that. Okay.
Well, let's hear from everybody in the chat. Are you Team Nick, or Team Leo?
We're gonna find out next week.
I'm long Russell, and so I'm long bias. So I got Leo on this, Nick.
Also, can we talk about next week production? I don't know if we have assets or anything yet, but I'm just curious. Arena.
Something
Well,
is fun.
something is
fun is
happening.
happening next week.
Next Wednesday, if you've been living under a rock and you have not heard the news, we are kicking off 2026's arena season with a 4-way battle between myself, Leo, XY, and Trader Kane. So we will be battling it out in the arena competition next Wednesday, and registration links will be sent out shortly in the coming days, I think, so that you guys can join along with the fun with us next week.
We have also promised not to turn it into a YOLO fest.
You guys turned it into a YOLO fest?
Nick, don't lie. Like,
I mean, I don't think you can win one of those slash finish first or second and all the others YOLOing. I think you take some appropriate trades.
Yes, I would love to see how serious you took it the last 2 times.
I mean, I had several large swings. Being full clip is not the same as YOLOing.
Mm,
I'm
Full
still
clip?
using stops.
Full clip in all markets available?
Yes.
No, okay.
Don't blame me.
So putting your entire account at risk.
I mean, it didn't start that way. And you know
Okay.
what? I finished green, so I think all
Hey,
questions were answered.
Fractal said appropriate YOLOs, he said.
It's not YOLOing if you're right.
That's true. Here's the thing. Registration links are coming out, and I just need bragging rights on registration links. And so I happen to have this DOM file that
Oh, no. We're not bribing the chat so that Leo can get the most registrations here.
Hey, if you if you use my link, you might be able to get early access. Just saying.
Ooh,
And I'm just saying, if you use mine, maybe you'll win a free Lucid account. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I got you, Leo, on the way there now.
Do you guys have the details on the position limits?
There's no link yet. Don't register yet.
There is no link yet, guys.
There's no link yet.
That's why I was asking, can I bring it up? Because I didn't see all the marketing assets yet. But yeah, it'll be out shortly. I would imagine towards the middle of this week, probably by Wednesday when the four of us are all on stream together. I would imagine we have links to share.
You putting the pressure on the team to come up with that, Nick?
No, I'm just assuming.
I imagine by Wednesday. Give me deadlines. Are you guys both still in your trade?
Yes, yeah, we haven't moved, Jack.
I think I'm going.
Well, I'm just wondering. I see on the screen it's only mine sharing. That's what I was curious.
Oh,
I think I would have rather seen this continue, but it's pulling back a little bit.
Get somebody else up
maybe
there.
Maybe all I can get right now is like 10 to 12 points for this afternoon sesh. It's really annoying.
So yeah, I'll have to win the competition on next Wednesday. We don't even know what assets we're trading yet.
Yeah, we do.
Do we? It came out?
Yeah.
It's just silver and gold, right?
Oh, really?
Wrong.
I mean, that would make it interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say those markets move enough.
Yeah, it's just silver, gold, and natural gas.
That actually is hilarious. That would be great.
ES, NQ, micro silver, and micro gold.
Okay.
What are the position limits in the micros? Or is it one?
Good question. This 5 micro silver, 5 micro gold. So the silvers, you're actually getting better leverage on the silvers.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's a full size mini versus a micro.
Yeah,
I may just trade
5 SIL. We might just trade silver.
I might just trade silver, to be honest, and not even worry about anything else.
That's a fun competition.
You know what? I'm just gonna trim some out.
It could be who loses the most in a session. Yes, Josh, it is very possible.
Just take half of this trade off and be happy that I got 10 points. Doesn't look particularly bullish when we pop that right to the point of control and then fade back.
Nick, you got an ideal target you're looking for? Or are you just riding it?
Still the 830s, 840s, kind of the session's value area high, or excuse me, value area low here would be target. We got last week's high sitting right there too.
I'm right there with the limit, so.
Yeah, I think that's for the most meaningful downside I can really expect out of sellers when they have yet to really initiate on these lows.
My 6-year-old is outside shoveling the driveway.
Attaboy.
Good boy.
speaking of which, I need to go shovel part of mine so I can actually open my gate after this.
Those AI snowblowers, I've seen a couple videos online, seem pretty legit.
I like have to use, like I have to break the ice because there is a solid inch or 2 inches of ice on my driveway. So that'll be fun.
Let's see here.
AI can make a cat snow blow your driveway? Yes, but then that would once again put stress on the Texas power grid and I might lose power. So let's not make more cat AI videos for just my sake.
I think we should make a lot of cat AI
That's the
videos.
butterfly effect if I've ever heard one. AI snowblowing cat videos created in the NinjaTrader chat. Nick's power goes out.
Josh, he is for hire, but you're gonna have to negotiate with me on how much. Very expensive. Did he lose to you in a race on the new setup? No, he's just out there doing it because he's a hard worker. He's probably thinking if I shovel this driveway, I might be able to get some Legos out of it.
How long did his school cancel today and tomorrow? Or are they further out for the week?
Well, so he's his school is twice a week. He's in we're in a it's a mixed ordeal. So like homeschool 3 days a week and school 2 days a week is this program. And so we don't even know if he has, I doubt he has school tomorrow, but the next day would be Thursday if he didn't.
Like all DFW scheduled or canceled today and tomorrow.
They
possibly Wednesday too. We'll see how much
they're gonna reverse right off of it. Nice. I love that for me.
Come on, more than that. Let's go.
Here, I'll stop. You can share.
I know it'll happen. I just need to take one more off here, and that will probably cause us to liquidate. So take another off 50 points. Just be happy with it.
All right. Looks like 50 points on that, Nick?
On the one lot.
Nice.
This was originally 5.
Oof.
So I've just been scalping. It's taken forever.
Are they going to move it now that you're out?
Probably. But I took this trade here too. Like I took it on this little push and, took a couple off here and then got taken out on the rest and got back in. And yeah. I didn't trade the open. Like I missed all the fun to just get long.
I just tightened up my stop in the Russell, just below that last candle low. Just not really doing anything at this point.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Yes, I've been sitting in the short for 2 hours.
Some point you just got to take it off.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, hey, I'm making money. I'm ready to call it a session since we get out of here anyway. But that's the only thing that might do it. I might have to get flat for this to actually liquidate for everybody else.
I mean, they're really selling into these 71s. Get below 71, I think you're good. You're good for a nice trade back to that V range area you were talking about. 830s, 835.
Yeah, I would prefer my limit. I don't want to see a hard break in the last 15 minutes. I will definitely be canceling my long if that's the case.
Thanks, Nick, for taking one for the team. I mean, I feel like I do that all the time for you guys. I take my stop outs so that you guys can then take the trade off of that.
Very team player of you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm like hungry. I need lunch. We did do breakfast for dinner last night, though, which is always just a hit.
That is not an ADX on my chart. That is a oscillator with 5 inputs that I've created, but I'm gonna work with NinjaTrader on getting it on there. They've sent me some emails to complete some processes. There's just some fixes I want done in the code before I hand it over. And there's actually a couple more indicators that I have that I'm going to add on there, and I'll list them, but it is not an ADX. Think of each component being bullish or bearish. So there are 5 separate components that I'm measuring. And right now, we are at a -1 in NQs, and I mean the Russell is also at a -1. So a lot of times when we're trending one direction or another, like you could see earlier when the NQs were ripping, we were ripping +5, and then this bar here at 115, I call it trend bar down. Since that has occurred, we've basically gone nowhere. But in trending markets, they're going to read in a bullish trend, they're going to read +5, and a bearish trend, they're going to read -5. And more neutral markets, they're going to gyrate between -1 and -3, or +1 and +3. But I also watch them on different time frames. But what it really is a reminder for me, if I'm ever taking multiple stops in the same market, trading the same direction, I'll take one look at that and be like, I'm simply on the wrong side of the market. I think it's a mistake we've probably all made. And I know my worst days come from it if I'm hyper focused on one market on a trend day, and I'm wrong, stubborn, and unwilling to see the market from another perspective. I revert to my indicator to be like, you're absolutely wrong, and you need to either move products or stop trading. So that's one of the, like, that's kind of like a mental thing for me. But I don't use it technically for like an entry criteria. I will never enter solely based off an indicator. It just adds value to decisions I'm already making. Oh, thanks, Terry. What's up, Terry? Good to see you. Yeah, there's a couple things I refer to like a lot to, like midpoint, lower mid. I'm going to get those plotted on here. Like anybody else, I've used many different softwares throughout my trading career, and I've just transferred some of the things I've built in other softwares onto Ninja. But I haven't transferred everything, so I'm just working on that. But yeah, I think part of one of the benefits for me, at least, trading multiple products is that if I'm losing in one, I don't feel the need to continue to trade that product. So like any more than 2 losses in a day on a product is like unacceptable for me, especially if they're continuous. I know that if I have 3 losses in a day on one singular product, I'm doing a few things wrong. One, I'm simply seeing the market wrong, and typically the direction wrong. And then 2, I'm over trading it. And you have to think about the things that lead to outsized losses, because we're all going to have losses. But when those losses are outsized of a normal window of your loss threshold, you're doing something out that you shouldn't be doing. And you just have to kind of nail down what that is. And it can be different from everybody. You could be moving your stops. You could be adding your size. that, bigger sizes you normally trade, not staying consistent, revenge trading. As soon as you get stopped out, immediately entering the opposite direction. I have used TradeStation. I've literally probably used everything. Not necessarily for an extended period of time or for anything, but I've always like dived into different things. I've fully automated things before. Let's see. Leo and Nick, how do you guys interpret the P-shaped profile? You guys profile guys, I am not.
What do you mean? How do I interpret it?
That's just a question in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, P-shaped profiles are typically representative of short covering rallies. And so they're just going to be that this area, this distribution point for me is going to be the key reference going forward. It's going to be really weak below it. That's why we were talking about these 70s. Is if we break these 70s, there's kind of a clear liquidation that could play. As long as we're above the edge of that P shape, they're gonna, like, the buying pressure is gonna more or less be in charge. However, if we break out above this range, there's, you can still, rally just as hard. Just because the P shape means short covering rally, that doesn't mean that the market stops rallying. It could continue, but this is not a super constructive, area of support in this 70 zone where we're at the edge of the volume profile. I don't know if you can see what Nick's screen is on, but it's kind of like right at the edge of the bulk of that distribution. So that's it.
I just had an alert.
Is bullish. Can a P transform into a B? Yes, that's possible. Then you would just have a double distribution.
Yeah.
But we don't really have enough time in the day for that to occur.
We still have 30 minutes.
Just had an alert go off in CL, and my alert was set for 60.33, and we traded it and bounced 30 ticks in like a minute. So
if your profile looks like a double D, you probably have the overnight session as well as the RTH included in one profile. So that's probably what you're looking at if you're looking at this calling a double D. No one ever talks about the W.
is a W, is that a real thing? Is that a joke?
The double bottom, baby.
Oh, gotcha. Does that show up on a profile as a W?
Nah, it would show up on like a candlestick chart. What do you think,
Sure
chat?
are taking their sweet time here.
Should we, after we attack the DOM, should we get a proper TPO chart for Ninja? That would be sick. Could be done. I think the best with just that DOM. Hey, you'll get it. You will get it. The best pattern is the screaming dragon pattern, which we have not shown it yet.
Screaming Dragon. That's a good one. How about Flaming Dragon?
No, it's screaming. It's also flaming. We just haven't shown it yet. It's a screaming dragon. If it's screaming, it's also on in flames.
What is it? Is that from Tropic Thunder?
It would be your avatar upside down with fire.
Wow, look at that CL freaking candle. My goodness. 40 tick candle here and so it's a move. Great movie, that's for sure. Before comedies got canceled.
Can we?
Well, we do have the Volatility Crush Nick special here today. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, we've done absolutely nothing.
Oh man, if we could just please actually do something in this Russell. It's gone nowhere. Give me shake some of these people out and hit my target.
Oh man, gold had a nice move off the week open too. Casual 40 points.
I'm gonna be tempted to short gold during Asia.
Hey, Nick, where's your stop?
Don't worry about my stop, sir.
I thought you got out.
I'm still in. I'm still holding my runner.
Where is it?
I took one off when we made that low.
Mm-hmm.
Shorts are done for the day.
Oh
Close
shit!
It. Oh, you might have just
shit!
locked me in for a 100-point runner here.
Pump it up.
Oh man, why did you say that?
We're gonna go higher, then we're gonna jam lower. Just have them step in and sell it again.
Do you think they're pricing in the Fed minutes in indices? No, not necessarily. I think we're just trading in a very wide balance that we've been trading in since Thanksgiving, at least in NQ.
They're technically always pricing it in.
Yeah.
I think like the day before into the close, there'd be more positioning. Like if this was Tuesday, there'd probably be a lot more positioning in the close, whether like hedges or just like last minute hedges about book balancing going on. But being in Monday, we're not going to get that. But you'll probably get that tomorrow in the last 30 minutes or so.
When is PAL out? Is that March?
Well,
I don't know.
Depends on who's getting him out. If he's getting himself out, actually, I have no idea.
That's true. But I mean, like, when is
I have no
term?
idea when he's out. His end of his term.
Someone probably knows. Everyone wants to know my stop. You guys can see my stop on screen.
I'm not watching the show, Nick. I'm on the show.
No, not you. The chat's asking me.
I'm going to be honest. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I was like looking at the YouTube and I was like, I don't see it. But then it just switched into your.
Oh, I see it. 26.
Now I see it. Yeah, Nick flipped and he's long.
Yep.
All right. What's setting up for tomorrow? Sometimes when we get really boring days, I'm like, all right, is there anything that I want to start looking at tomorrow? Start planning. It's like do the work for tomorrow. Today. I definitely think there's a good chance that we've topped in a lot of these super high volatile markets. The exaggeration maybe temporarily over. Maybe. Never certain. There's no certainty in trading.
What happened on the tournament? What are you talking about?
What about the tournament?
I don't know. Mr. G said what happened to the tournament or on the tournament.
Oh.
New Fed chairman in May.
Mm-hmm.
Careful out there on Wednesday. Be careful. Who's trading the close on Wednesday?
That's a good question.
Because now that it's 2 hours long, you're going to be coming on stream right as the announcement hits, and then obviously during the interview or the presser.
I am.
Are you?
Just look at my schedule. Yeah. Great. I'm on there with Salma and I forgot who else. Another might be Tanya or Joey. It's either Tanya or Joey. HG, where do I see buying copper?
Wait, it's me?
No,
Oh, is it?
no, it's I think Joey, Sama, and Jack. Maybe. I don't know. I don't make the schedule.
No,
But
it's not
Leo's
me.
trading.
I'm on in the morning.
Yeah, Leo's trading the open, and XY and I are joining him.
Yeah,
The new Wednesday show.
The new Wednesday morning.
Couple of important levels for copper for me would be just a retest of the overnight low or like $5.86, that area. I also think if this low produces highs back above 6, then I'll be willing to look at a more aggressive long. But at this point in time, either the overnight low in copper or $5.86 around belt level is where I have my alerts in copper to look at. So what I do, and because I'm looking at multiple markets, is I simply just chart them on higher time frames and set alerts. And when those alerts hit, I move to those markets. And whether it's like a weekly level or a daily level, or if we're trending really aggressively like we are in gold and nat gas and silver, those levels update more frequently because we're just making new highs and new highs and new highs, and like every pullback's getting bought. So it really depends on like the structure of the higher time frame, what I'm looking for. Markets that are in consolidations, my levels are going to be a little wider out because I'm typically looking for like a liquidation event where we're taking out like a multi-day low or a multi-day high. Because that resets that clock in those consolidations, and I prefer to trade from a reset as opposed to like the middle of the range.
Did you see gold stopped right at the week open and
Yeah.
rallied 48 points off of that?
Yeah.
I was so tempted. Oh man, I wanted to short gold in Asia, but man, we just came off hard on that high.
Yeah.
That 56 high. Straight down 20 points. I would not going to be surprised if we take out that swing low there from 3 o'clock. And that will be the first time we start acting like that if we do. I easily see this thing down at 48.80s tomorrow.
Yeah. Speaking of metals, Leo, you tried to market into platinum lately?
No.
I've been debating.
Is there a joke somewhere?
Jack's like locked in. You didn't even catch my joke.
Marketing and platinum. I thought that was a joke, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, no, don't try doing that. I have not looked at the book in platinum. That is one market I do not trade, but I know it's super thin. Yeah, that is a little big for me with no liquidity.
Have you the actual order book is not that illiquid, to be honest.
It can be. I mean, I'm sure there's always a market.
Oh,
somewhere.
It can be. Yeah, for sure. It can be.
Yeah. I mean, not that I'm any size that would be moving it, but like even still. I got slipped for like over 100 points one time in the NASDAQ on a CPI report. I think I got slipped for like 140 points. That's the worst slippage I've ever had. That sucked. That was like 2021 though. All right, we got 20 minutes. Howdy.
Howdy, the real DC.
That's smart. Stop trading gold and way more profitable in the ES. Do that. If you find yourself very unprofitable in the market, do not trade it. That can happen.
What I do is I don't trade it and then I talk shit about it. So when you hear me say things like I can't stand CL or RTY, it's because I lost money trading them.
Well, I feel like with like the types, like when you're very focused from what I've noticed on, watching order flow, like I think that's really hard to do on multiple markets. So that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
like it's very detailed. Like,
well,
to watch.
And the order book activity on those two markets specifically is very, very different than what you get in the indices as well.
Yeah. For me, like with the multiple markets, it's like a patient thing for me because I'm more of like a levels trader and like a reaction trader.
Right.
So I can find myself being more patient watching multiple markets as opposed to like sometimes like over trading a singular market or even like two markets, like forcing myself into positions because I like my time frame of holding is a little longer.
Yeah.
I'm not liking this action, Russell.
Order canceled.
Really, we just like this to roll over.
Well, you got 20 minutes.
Just basically scratching this. How old am I? I'm an old man. Old enough to be a dad. How about that? I think this might be the oldest three group of people on here. On the stream, at least. All right, I am taking off this Russell, which I've been in for multiple hours for a few points because we have 20 minutes left. I am 36. We have a few minutes or 15 minutes left basically, and I don't really care to hold it. I've lost patience. I'm old enough to be around before weekly options existed.
Order filled. Order canceled.
Yes, likes for the boys. Throw some likes and subscribe if you are not already. Nick, give your speech. You're way better at it than I am.
Smash the like button so I don't get stopped out and we actually roll over this P-shaped profile. Please, 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 please do us the favor. Actually, we're at like 50% of the quota of people who are actually watching this compared to those who've actually hit the thumbs up button, which is just awful.
That is pretty good.
I'm sure the person who called me Sean O'Malley with a 4-year degree and an Adderall addiction did not hit the thumbs up button. So make sure you do your part.
This is pretty good. 4-year degree in an Adderall addiction.
Order canceled.
And a career in tech.
Yes.
Fractal is not 14 years old, despite what he says on the internet. When I found out Stowe was 54, it blew my mind. I guarantee you he's not 54.
He's not 54.
Stowe and I share the same birth year.
Stowe is 6'7". Yes, that one actually is true.
Is he really? No, he's not.
No.
You look good for 54. Thanks, Fractal. You don't look too bad for 80 yourself. Don't ask me how I would know. I don't want to tell you.
I got the Instagram handle I have, which is Trader, because I was the first trader on Instagram. That's how long I've been around. So much of a dinosaur I am.
Trader.
Yep, Trader. I have to get tagged as Trader by like people fighting sometimes. They'll be like, "You're a trader," and like don't know how to spell, and they'll tag me. I'm like, I'm a trader, or I get tagged in Trader Joe's recipes. So if you need a recipe from Trader Joe's supplies, I got you.
That's funny.
I have about 300 of them. Trader, Trader, Trader. Although I don't know if anybody watches that show called Traitor, but I have not seen that. But I've been tagged in it. It's like we are going to wrap up a quiet close.
Nick not getting the break you wanted is so satisfying for me.
Guess I should have just been trading silver.
What is it doing?
Well, one thing you know is silver will move. Just not sure if it's going to be your way, but it will go.
Maybe we'll start trading silver on the stream. I want to pick up another market. Just not indice related.
Just trade natural gas.
No.
RBOB?
No.
I like to.
I can't help you.
I like silver or gold. I would keep talking about either one. I just need to
trade copper.
I used to
start talking about copper before everyone else becomes a copper expert on X and talks about they've been trading it for years or something.
I was trading it with the boys in the overnight session many years ago. We just pull up a DOM and trade copper because like pretty active during China's open.
But the
Am I
same
holding through
as
the algo?
ES.
Maybe.
What'd you say?
Same tick value as the ES. So like sometimes with the tick values, I'm like, I have to like calculate like, how much money am I risking here?
Oh, well, the thing is though, it moves violently differently.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. $12 a tick goes very fast in both directions.
Yeah. I always like to calculate markets. Like I have a code that basically prints out the average true range of the 5-minute bar, and then that average true range multiplied by the tick value. So
okay.
like, yeah, so it'll spit out like, the tick value.
The average opportunity per 5-minute bar.
Yeah. And so I kind of get an idea of how fast is this thing moving, like money wise.
Yeah, I actually did that exact same math. It's funny you mentioned that. I did that exact same math to quantify the fact that NQ was actually like statistically a better index or a better market to trade because the average 5-minute bar per price value, like if you just look at the the tick value, is there's more opportunity with NQ versus any other market.
Wow.
Now that might not be true with silver, just in the last couple of weeks, but historically NQ has the most opportunity in any given session.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do it for. No, Cooper, I'm not saying I did it first. I'm just saying it's funny that Jack mentioned that because I took it like from a different angle.
Yeah. I mean, that's an important thing to know. Just like what's the opportunity? Like, where's the opportunity? Where's the volatility? Yeah, I just pulled up silver right now. It is $8,500 of risk.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's not a market I'll touch. I mean, I'll maybe the micro, but that's in 5 minutes. Like,
attention traders, it's algo time.
Come on, just break.
No.
Do it.
yeah, I don't care what happens now, Nick. I have no position, so.
Well, at this point, I wanted to go down to 830s, 840s, just because someone told me in the chat that sellers were done and I should close my trade.
Spite hold. Nick has the new chat spite hold.
Yes.
Trade.
I said to the chat, Mick, we're going to enter my 2026. We're going to enter Nick's villain era against the chat. I've been very nice to a lot of people that troll me constantly.
Too nice.
I tend to just not even acknowledge it historically, but I'm feeling a little spicy in 2026.
I like it. Nick bringing the spice is not a bad thing.
Be nice, everybody. Be nice to Nick. He's got the best voice out of any of us.
I'm entering my villain arc. You are correct, Cooper.
Do your new Nick.
Yeah, I'll start shilling crypto prop firm codes or something. What's next?
That's supposed to be your villain arc?
I don't know. What's the villain arc in the trading space?
Prop firm, damn it.
What's a villain arc in the trading space these days? Am I pumping? I'm pumping the rug pull or something. That's probably it.
Meme coins.
Yeah, like I'm pumping a meme coin that's gonna rug eventually.
Bucky's meme coin.
You have to get, you got to get with Bucky's and coordinate a pump and dump with Bucky's. And then get paid to promote it.
Yeah, the Bucky's coin. Yes, Jake, that is correct. I'll bring back NFTs.
NFTs, but Bucky's.
Yes, and I'm sure I will get a cease and desist letter the second I start putting that into Photoshop and trying to make one.
I don't know, man. I feel like they'll let you promo that. That sounds like good media to me.
Yeah, honestly, it is. Do you remember when what's his name did the Denny's ones?
The Denny's ones?
You don't remember when Horace did the Denny's ones?
No, it was Waffle House.
Oh, Waffle House. That's
and
right.
He said he got a cease and desist, I think.
No way.
Yeah. Because they were all over X and he had a moderate large following. So yeah, I think eventually it clearly got back to somebody in PR probably.
I doubt it. If he said that, I doubt it's true. Just saying.
But yeah, maybe we'll do some NFTs.
Yeah, that was quite the market example of hysteria. Picture monkey's worth $1 million. I'm going to go out and say I did not believe that would continue.
I also did not believe, and nor do I own any NFTs.
2021 was just a wild time.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
It really was. I'm gonna close it here. Unless we get another push here in a second. Yeah, that's good enough. Coming
Nick,
into RTH VWAP.
You either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain or something like that.
So decent trade. It might still go lower, but I don't really feel like staring at this into the bell.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
trade.
great trade. And at some
Thank you.
point, you just close it.
So yeah, Nick's villain arc coming up.
Stitch some horns on that Bucky costume.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, here it goes. It waited for me to close it, guys. We knew this was going to happen.
Classic.
NT Live has the perfect mix of expertise and humor. I think you're right. I think we like to have fun, but we also know what we're talking about.
Sometimes.
So other people, more people than myself, I would say.
We just don't take ourselves too seriously. I think
Yes.
that's important.
Nick, if the NASDAQ goes to zero in the next 5 minutes, are you going to regret exiting that trade?
No, but I will be, I guess, getting other things organized if the NASDAQ goes to zero here in the next few minutes. Although there'd be a very low probability that I would be able to leave the greater DFW area in the event that the NASDAQ went to zero here.
You need snow tires.
I'm stuck.
So you just get a snowmobile and you go rob banks.
Oh, who didn't see this coming? Went back down to 840s.
We're going to go right to 39s. That's my call. That was where my limit was, but it's too late in the day to take it. I'll tell you what, though, I will buy an Asia session.
You trade much in the overnight session?
I will set a couple limits in Asia, and if they don't like trade by like 9, I just cancel them.
Gotcha.
It depends on the day type, of course, but like here with this continuation higher, it's just, there's been like one level I want to buy, and if it trades, I'll buy it, and if it doesn't, then I just cancel the order. And I don't like to go to bed with it, but a lot of times we can get moving, and if I can at least move my stop up to like a very limited risk position, I don't even if I have a winner on, I don't like sleeping. Like because I don't want to think about it. I want to sleep.
Right.
Jack, it would have filled your limit. Let's see. Nope. Hey, Jim.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Jim?
We're making it happen.
Making it happen. So I found Jack on Instagram. Apparently, I need permission to be his friend, so I'm
I'll
waiting.
open my Instagram. I forgot it's private. I get them stalkers.
And then I looked up Nick. I couldn't find Nick, but there is a Nick does futures that doesn't look anything like Nick. So my guess is it's somebody
That's not
else.
Nick.
It's not me. I have an Instagram. I have a public one and one that nobody will have access to.
I also have an Instagram, and I follow Nick's private one that he won't let anyone have access to.
You follow my
Jim,
private one?
Jim, you're not Abdul Sami, are you? Or
I have two also. One of them's Abdul. What? No,
your burner?
no, I'm not. I'm real Cags.
Right.
Real Cags.
gotcha.
So is your alt the fake Cags?
Well, I am protecting against that. I don't want someone to pretend to be me. You have to have the real in front of it.
Well, then you could just be the fake and then just use that for an alt.
Well, I just post pictures of my dog. I mean, there's no trading stuff on mine.
Just saying.
Oh my God. Fractal's my burner anyway.
Honestly, that wouldn't even surprise me.
Well, interesting day today. We got some bullish engulfing candles, at least, in the NASDAQ and the S&P.
Yeah. definitely looks like if we can hold this low here at the end of the day, we'll get a little swing up through that high.
I mean, it did play out, right? We got below the 74s and got super weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally the exact scenario we had talked about. Lose that little node, probably going to fall back down to the 840s.
Yeah, I just wish it was an hour ago.
Right.
Right.
Well, we have some big earnings tomorrow morning, by the way. United Healthcare, UPS, Bank of America.
Are those big earnings? Like for the Dow, right?
Yeah. Sometimes the Dow leads. GM's in there.
Good morning's in there. Okay.
Good morning's in there. Yeah, but Wednesday, by the way, a lot of stuff happening Wednesday on earnings. At 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, we're going to have a special session at 4 o'clock with me and Craig. And Craig is all over this earnings stuff, so we're going to chat about it.
Oh, very nice. I'll have to tune in.
Okay, you weather people. What? I just got a national weather alert. Like, what is freezing fog? That we're gonna
Never had freezing fog before?
I don't know what freezing fog is.
It's like freezing rain, but fog.
Okay.
It just means that you're
I'm in a cloud of ice.
You're in a cloud of ice, but it's really just for the roads because it could black ice.
Got it.
Could be dangerous travel for a period of time.
Solid clouds. Got it.
Cold fog. So the only thing I wanted to add was silver today, almost on a daily chart, almost had a shooting star doji. Not quite. The body was a little too big for comfort, but if you kind of squint and use your imagination, it does kind of look like that. So tomorrow will be interesting in silver. We'll see if we get continuation selling and push us back down or not.
There's my 39 bid within a tick.
You got another hour, Jack.
I know, but I mean, I'm in Miami and I'm trying to hit the beach.
Put one in. Okay. Oh, that's right. You're in Miami.
I don't really care about making another $500 right now.
All right. So let's wrap this up because Jack needs to go to the beach. Appreciate everybody being here with us on NinjaTrader Live as usual. Awesome community. Tomorrow, special guest is going to be Arjun Murti. Arjun's been with us before. He's our special guest right off the bat tomorrow morning. Tape talk with T-Trades, Trade the Open, Dread Pirate, Merit Black, and Christian trading boxes. Midday markets, Jack Gleason and Nick Frittick are going to be here midday tomorrow. Way to go, boys. And then trading the close, we got the Big Cat, Leo, with Joey Trades and Salma. So 3 traders at the trading the close. Going into a whole bunch of earnings tomorrow. So we got a great lineup tomorrow, folks. Appreciate everybody being here involved with us on NinjaTrader Live. Appreciate the subscriptions. Let's give these guys a round of applause for doing an outstanding job this afternoon. I love that. And maybe tomorrow we'll talk about R2. That's a private joke between me and Kevin. We'll get some R2s going tomorrow. In any event, boys, thank you. Everybody else, appreciate everybody being here. As I just said, remember, most important message of the day, please be safe out there. Be good to each other. See you tomorrow.
See you, chat.
See you guys.